Hey there, so today we're going to talk about how we're going to wrap a car. So the people who might enjoy this are people who would like to work on their cars, DIY enthusiasts, people who just want to change the look of their cars, or just anyone who just wants to protect the paint of their car because the vinyl wrap does protect the paint. So let's go over the materials needed real quick. To wrap a car real quick. So we're going to need a heat gun, a X-Acto knife, a squeegee, some wrapping tools to tuck in your wrap, a glove, measuring tape, and these are all tools that we're going to be using today in our video. Okay, let's get into the actual step-by-step instructions. So step one, we're just to make sure that we fully wash the car. We're gonna make sure it's fully clean of all grime, dirt, and dust. We're gonna use a degreasing soap, if you will, and you just want to make sure you get around all the corners, inside and out. And then obviously we're gonna spray all that soap off with some water. Okay, step two, we're going to thoroughly dry the car surface with a towel. We want to make sure we get all that water out because we don't want any of that water to get stuck behind the vinyl when we lay it down. Okay, next up we're going to use some isopropyl alcohol. We're going to put it on a microfiber rag, and we're just going to wipe down the surface of the car that we're going to wrap. And this is just going to pick up any contaminants that the soap didn't and just fully help the water dry. Next we're going to measure the part of the car that needs to be wrapped. So we're going to get the width by the height, then we're going to go and line that up with the vinyl sheet. And then once we have it, we're going to use our little knife, whatever knife scissors, a knife, or a Smitty tool like this one, and just cut the vinyl as such. Next we're going to go ahead and peel a corner off of our vinyl wrap. This is going to go ahead and expose the sticky part of the vinyl. And then once that's fully peeled off, we're just going to put one corner of it on the car, and then we're going to pull the backing. And this is going to make sure that we don't pull off the backing first and then a bunch of contaminants get on it. Next, we're going to go ahead and pull the corners of the material outwards. So you see I'm going to start with the corners and I'm going to pull outwards like that. We're going to make sure that we don't get any lines in our wrap. So we see how we have a couple lines. So we pulled from the top, and now we're going to go ahead and pull from the bottom as well. So we're going to pull a little corner off and then lay it down. Next, we're going to go ahead and use our squeegee, and we're going to use some pressure to make sure we just push out all of the air from behind the vinyl. And this is going to make sure that we have no bubbles. We're going to start with the center and work our way outwards. And we're going to keep our squeegee at a 45-degree angle. That's just to make sure that we get squeeze all the air out. All right, next step, we're going to go ahead and cut the excess vinyl wrap that doesn't need to be on the car. So here I'm just going to cut out the shape of the gas cap lid area of the car, and I want to make sure I leave a little bit extra so I can tuck that in behind the wrap. So we're going to go all the way around slowly, and then we're going to peel the excess off, and then pull any little scraps off. Next, we're going to get our heat gun, and the heat's going to really make sure that activate the stickiness of the vinyl. And we're going to go all the way around, and especially on the edges, because the edges can sometimes start to flare up if we don't fully make sure that they're fully adhered. So here I'm just going around with the vinyl wrap with the heat gun, applying it to the vinyl wrap, and pushing in all those edges and just really securing it to the wrap. Finally, I'm just going to do a final pass of heat all the way around the vinyl, real slowly. And this is going to ensure that we have that adhesion and we activate the adhesiveness. And there you go. That's going to be it for you guys today. So some common issues that we might run into is going to be we have a hard crease inside of our vinyl. So this might happen when we lay it down and we push it down and when we have a line. So we're just going to get some heat, and the heat's just going to activate the memory inside the vinyl and just reset it, if you will, and then the line is gone. So sometimes when we lay down the vinyl, we're going to have air bubbles, and air bubbles can be removed by applying pressure with your finger. And this is just going to force the air out to the corners, and you want to get your finger rubbing a circular motion. You want to rub it back and forth because then that'll make a line. So sometimes we have creases on the edges, or this is sometimes what we refer to as fingering on the edge of the vinyl. So same way that we dealt with the hard creases earlier, we're just going to lift and heat the vinyl. Again, whenever we heat the vinyl, it resets the film and it erases all the memory that the vinyl had previously, and it'll go back to its original flat, non-conforming form. And then we're just going to lay it down really gently. And there you go. You see that we got rid of those lines that we had earlier.